Hey there, Foppers, and welcome back to a quest to finish every single video game. That's right, absolutely all of them. Today we're gonna be trying out 14 Minesweeper Variants 2. Now we have tried a little bit of the first one. I am not done with that just yet, but I kind of felt like just doing another one right now. So we'll see how it goes. Let me just get my thingy things. There we go. Setting up a stream as I'm doing it. It would probably be easier if I just had like two monitors, but that's not possible. Hello, thank you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for coming up with great comments such as Swimp Miner. That's what I like to hear. Alright, alright, alright. I'm almost ready. I got distracted by an early comment. So, what are you? Are you just vanilla? Yeah, we're not doing vanilla today. I don't feel like doing that. Horizontal. Any mine must have a horizontally adjacent mine. Alright, alright. That makes sense. Any mine must have a horizontally adjacent mine, either to the left or to the right. Easy enough. Immediately to the left or to the right. That's a question mark. That could be anything. How the hell do we start? What are the buttons? Wait, I actually need to know this. What are the buttons? Is it right click or left click to place a mine? Oh god, I'm gonna screw this up. It's gonna be a 50-50 when I even figure something out. I mean, you can be a mine because you could never have one next to you. I pressed the correct button. That's great. That's a good start. We also do have a mine count, which might be useful. Well, if you are a mine, you could never have an adjacent one because that will make the one a 2, so you are safe. And you can't have an adjacent one either. Good start. Same logic down here. You could never have a horizontally adjacent mine. And this 2 says that both of these are mines. Alright. That's something. That's something. You two need to be pointing at the same mine. You see a mine in these two. There's a mine here somewhere. So we know that the other cells this one sees, it's safe. Alright, that's great. You need 5 mines around you. You have 1. We still need 4 more. A mine count could start becoming relevant at some point. Not yet, though. Well, you have 1 mine there. This 3 puts 1 mine somewhere here. That's 2 mines in these 3 slots. You still need 3 mines, only 3 slots available. Put those there. You need a horizontally adjacent mine that has to go there. You need a horizontally adjacent one that goes there. Do the sweepers look for mines? These ones do. Unfortunately, there are sweepers that don't. That look for people instead. They are not relevant to this game, not yet. At least. We need 2 more mines. You're a 5. You need 2 more mines below you. So all of these cells not below you are safe. Looking at mine count here, by the way. We know you are a mine. Because you need an adjacent one. You need 1 more. There we go. Easy enough, easy enough. Perfect, Claire. Wonderful. What do we do here? Well, you can be a mine, because the one would say this is empty. You need an adjacent one. Okay. That's a bunch of numbers. Well, I will just logic on. Again, 2 1s here. The top one sees these 2, so we know this one is safe. Only 3 cells around you, not accounted for. You need mines there. You need an adjacent one that goes there. The 4 is done. You need 1 more somewhere. You need 2. Alright, you are done. This 2 is finished. These ones are finished. Alright. You need 2 mines. Both of them can't be here next to the 4, because the 4 already sees 3. So you need one down here. You need an adjacent one. 4 mines left. One of them will be here somewhere. The other one will be next to it somehow. Does that mean we need two up here? Because only one of these can be a mine. Yes, I vaguely remember how the sweepers communicated. That was through numbers, wasn't it? Wasn't there that one card in Library of Ruina that was just a bunch of numbers? Yeah, I think so. It's been a while. It's been a while. You both need one more mine. That has to be somewhere here. It cannot be up here. You can be a mine because you wouldn't have one next to you. You need 4 mines. That's easy enough. 4 there. Mine count is finished. Everything is good. Everything is good in the hood. You can be a mine. You couldn't have an adjacent one. Yeah, yeah. You can have at most one mine here, so one needs to be down here. Oh, if you do have a mine here, it needs an adjacent one here, so you are always just a mine, no matter what. Same thing here. You could have a mine here, but you still need one above you. Oh, if this is a mine, you need an adjacent one here. Alright. You only get one more. Oh, that's a much more meaningful clue. You only have one more mine. The persistence ability. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Ah, I really want to get back and finish Library of Ruina, but I've made such a mess for myself. I have so much I need to do to get back into it first. It's coming at some point. I just need to fix things. That's a hassle. I'm too lazy sometimes. Finish off that 2. That 2 is done. Finish off this 2 there. You are done there. You need 4 mines. 2 of them could be here, but 2 still need to be up here. Well, we don't know what goes where. We only have 6 more mines. Oh, that's the clue. Maybe I'll make it Kanto 10 and maybe I'll be there. Well, the more of the game is out, the more things I have to do, at least. You need 4 more mines. Now, what I want to say is that this is always a mine. Because if this is not a mine, that would imply that all 4 of these are mines, right? That's 4 out of the 6 we have left. And each one of these would need an horizontally adjacent one. That's 4 more. We would need 8 mines, so you are always a mine. I'm sure we can use that same logic because there was so many extra mines compared to the current mine count. I'm sure we can. That probably means that both of these have to be mines, right? Because if both of these are mines, we need 2 more here. That's 4. We have 5. Put 1 up here. No, that works. What about this 2, though? That would be satisfied. This 3 would also be satisfied. Oh, well, look at it this way. This 3 needs 2 more. This 2 only needs 1 more. This 3 could have 1 here, but it still needs 1 here, finishing the 2, so this is safe. Also, the 3 needs to have a mine there. You need an adjacent one. 3 mines left. You guys still need 1 here. That's gonna be 2 because of the adjacency. So we do have 2 here. We only have 1 left somewhere. This 5 has 3. It could have 1 here. It must have 1 here, actually, because of the adjacency. So these are just safe. So are you down there. You are 0. All right. I was about to say we didn't need a 0 to solve the puzzle, actually. I think. Because you always need a 1 there because of the 5. Alright, there we go. Limbus broke the Queen of Hatred curse. Does that mean that Queen of Hatred doesn't totally and utterly suck in Limbus? Does that mean that Queen of Hatred is actually a reasonable fight? That's the only thing I can envision. Look at this one. It needs to have a mine here. Because if it does not have a mine there, this 3 would need to use all 3 cells here for mines. Same with this 3 would need to use all 3 cells here. That will give 2 mines to the 1. So you are a mine, you need an adjacent one there. Yeah, alright, alright. Yeah, there are some boss battles that are just, well, I don't know, a little bit RNG-like in Library of Ruina. I mean, it's not actually too bad, I would say. But I mean, there are some times where it's really just the luck of the draw. That's just card games, though. But it's designed to be a very difficult game. You need 2 more mines. That will always be a mine. Because you could have one that doesn't go down here. But once you need one down here, you do need one down here. If this is a mine, you need an adjacent one there. And if this is not a mine, you need one here to fulfill the 3. And that is symmetrical up here. This one is finished too, by the way. So this 3 needs a mine there, this 3 needs a mine there, this 4 is finished, 1 is finished. Yeah, I mean, min-max. Are you just referring to the fact that people, they optimize to avoid RNG, like sit there with spreadsheets and do the most perfect strategies available? The 2 needs 1 more mine. It has to be adjacent to a mine. It goes there. Alright, easy enough. 3 out of the remaining 4 mine or cells are mines. You can't be a mine because you couldn't have an adjacent one. Great. You're not a mine. You couldn't have an adjacent one. 0. You're not a mine. You couldn't have an adjacent one because of the 1. You're a mine. Adjacent. 2 is finished. You both need 1 more mine. It can't be here because that wouldn't fulfill the 1 up there. You can't have an adjacent mine there. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember now. Yeah, min-max in library is something different than min-maxing in games in general. Yeah, I remember. I mean, in order to do that, you do need to like cooperate with people. I don't. You need to be an insane human being to come up with all the strategies and stuff for yourself. But there are some. I'm pretty sure there are some combinations of cards you unlock a little bit into the game that make you essentially just unbeatable. If you know how to play the game right. You need 2 more mines there. Well, you need 3 mines around you. Is it true to say that these will both be mines? Because if they're not both mines, only one of them are. That doesn't work. You're done there. You can't be a mine. And mine, you need an adjacent one. You can't be a mine, you need a mine there. Only 1 mine left that has to be next to you. Easy enough. Complete 5 levels in Age. Unlocked new set 2C. We could also do H6. What's C5? Each orthogonally connected mine region is a rectangle, and all mine regions are diagonally connected. That seems like it's got a little bit more interesting logic to it. Yeah, I mean, rectangle could be squares. That's just a subtype of rectangle. And they're all connected diagonally. Alright. Easy enough, easy enough. Where to start? I mean, you only have 1 mine. If this is a mine, then this couldn't be. How would you connect diagonal to something else? It doesn't work. So you need a mine up there. You are done now. Yeah, you need 2 mines. Easy enough. You only need 1 more. You guys are gonna end up connecting somehow. Is it true to say that you need a mine in one of these spots to connect? Because if these are both cleared out, there would be a wall here. You couldn't connect diagonally in any way, and you wouldn't be a rectangle through it. Yeah, so this is always safe. You need 2 more mines, they go here. You need 1 more. And the same is true here. If this is a mine, none of these are. We have like a wall. This could never connect to the left side. So this is not a mine, this is safe. This needs to go out diagonal now, the 4 is finished. Now everything is connected, so that makes logic a little bit worse. The 3 is finished though. Also a mine here would not make a rectangle. We still need 4 mines. Strange. Well, the 2 can just be easily solved there. You need to connect, you need another mine. A mine here would not create rectangles. Same thing down here. We need 1 more mine. Oh, the 3 is not finished. We need a mine there. Great. Alright, where do we start here? 4 out of 5 cells are mines. Huh. Well, this is more difficult. This logic doesn't just come naturally to me, not yet, at least. Well, it is true though. Yeah, that's true. This 4 needs 4 out of 5 cells to be mines. If this is ever a mine, there's only 1 non-mine, so one of these 2 cells would be a mine. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to explain it. If this is a mine, you will always end up having a non-rectangle around the 4 somehow. Is essentially it, which means that this just isn't a mine. That did pop it for me, so that's obviously correct. 2 is finished. 2 needs 1 mine. 3 needs 2 mines. Well, this needs to come out diagonally. So this is clear because the 2 and the 3 only need 1 more somewhere here. Now what? Well, the 1 will have 1 mine here. The 2 still needs a mine somewhere. That has to go here. Alright. And what else? Wow, this logic is not natural to me at all. What can you say? I mean, this can connect out here. It could connect out here. We only have 4 more mines, so we need 1 here, 1 here. Oh, that's a lot of memories in that meme repository. Yeah. That fucking bird that I hate. Oh, I remember the White Knight battle in Lobotomy Corporation. That was a real pain. That was a real pain. That felt like running a marathon. I will never forget. Never forget. I don't think it took me that many attempts, though, all things considered. Actually. Maybe I'm misremembering. Or was it... There was one battle that took me ages, and like a couple that wasn't that bad in Lobotomy Corporation. I think I actually like just ran through the final days with relative ease. I don't think I had that many attempts at Bean actually. I think I only had like 3, maybe. Yeah, no, good times, good times. It's definitely a badge of honor to be done with the Lobotomy Corporation, I think. Something to be proud of. Well, either both of these are mines or none of them are mines. If none of them are, we need... You could never be a mine. Because how would you connect? You couldn't here because that would break the one. You couldn't do down here because that would break the rectangle. You would need one here. That's 3 more mines there. The 3 is done, so none of these are mines. These couldn't connect. So actually that would be impossible. Is it? I think it's true to say this cannot be a mine. And same goes here, because that would break the rectangle. But I do think that gave me a bit more knowledge of what I'm doing here. Confused into onto's lobotomization. That's a reference I do not get. I am confused into onto's lobotomization. What's the reference there? Is it like a Project Moon character I'm forgetting, or is it some other thing in general? I don't know memes. I don't watch TikToks. I watch Instagram Reels. I'm lagging behind by like 2 years, dude. Okay, can this ever be a mine? The interesting thing is that if this is a mine, this is all blocked off. We can't have a mine anywhere here because the 3 is finished. How would you ever finish off the 3 and 2? Because it wouldn't connect. This cannot be a mine. This is clear. It's Roblox. Alright, yeah. Yeah, I don't know Roblox. I will have to play Roblox at some point in time to finish every single video game, though. That is true. That is true. Oh, that was a difficult stage. I am not getting this logic at all. It does not come naturally to me. What I can say is that you are not clear, because that would force 3 mines here, making a non-rectangle, so you are a mine. I'm tempted to say you have to be a mine, but I don't know why. You're the agent, and there's a combat system and skill cards when you level up. I think I heard someone speak of that in the Discord. At some point in time. Sounds like an interesting way to view it, right? I don't know, the way you are describing that game is like sort of an RPG, but I'm also thinking like an SCP game, you know, with monsters with different different abilities, different things. Sounds like a horror game, but also like RPG-like in that you can level up and stuff. That sounds interesting, actually. Sounds fun. I think an agent's view of Lobotomy Corporation sounds like a very, very novel idea. That sounds very fun. You can be a mine because you will never get out. You're clear. Now you two are clear because you have 2 ones. The 2 needs 2 mines. This needs to get out. If this is a mine, we would break the rectangle to get it out. That's not a mine. You get out there. LobCorp RPG. Yeah. That's what it sounds like. That does sound like fun. It does sound like a good POV. You can only have the egos from the abnos you get. That makes sense. Makes sense. It feels like what you're describing to me is like a fan's sort of view, fan game, obviously. The view from the agent's perspective in the Lobotomy Corporation game. And that sounds like a very fun POV for the game. I feel like I can envision the entire grid right now. I just don't know how to explain why that's forced. So that doesn't really help. Atmosphere is pretty good. Yeah. I mean, once I managed to get past. I have multiple games actually that I would love to play, but that I have um, things I need to do before I can play more. So yeah, I really want to just get through Library of Ruina, but I don't feel like I can right now. When you're on a core suppression, the emergency lights only are on. Yeah, atmosphere is important. Something like that could be fun. I mean, Halloween is coming up very soon. Maybe I should play a scary game. I don't think I have any plans on the day on. Maybe I should do that. Oh, that's a good idea. I hate horror games though. That's the problem. Uh, what you do here? What you do here? We only have 6 more mines. Wait, you need one more. You need one more. You don't have to overlap though. Oh, god damn it. What is what is this crap, dude? I can't do this right now. I have sleepy brain. I have sleepy brain. It's too late over here. Well, this is a point though. You need 2 more mines. You need one more. So at least one of these two will be a mine. Does this always have to be a mine is the question. Yes, it does. Right? Can I draw? Do I have a drawing tool? Is this a drawing tool? Okay, yes. Let me find a nice color. That's probably good. Whoops. If... What did I want to say here? If you are mine... No, I want to say that you are not a mine, I think. That would force all 3 of these to be mines, right? But now how do you get out? Well, if you go here, we do not have a rectangle, so this is a cross. And then you need to get out diagonally by going here. But that's still not a rectangle. So this doesn't work. This has to be a mine. Alright. Progress. Technically progress. Oh, that's not a lot of progress though. I kind of want to say you are mine and you are mine. That connects everything up nicely. The 2 would need a mine there. That seems to be fine. You could go up like there. And that like finishes off the entire goddamn grid. But how do you prove that? I mean, if you are mine, none of you 2 are mines. You need to come up here. Couldn't go here. That would break the rectangle. Well, yeah, because the 3 would be finished. Well, okay, this is the point I was supposed to get ages ago. This 3 needs 1 more mine. This mine needs to come up through one of these cells to connect with the rest of the mines. That's the much easier way to look at this. That's much more elegant. This can't be a mine, because both of these would be closed off and this little region would be stuck, so this is clear. Alright, now we get a 4. Also a 3 that still needs 1 mine. And if this is the mine, this would be clear because of the 3 here. This mine still needs to connect. It will go up like this. Well, that's possible actually. Oh, never mind, never mind. If you're a mine, raise your hand, please. Raise your hand. Will a real mine please stand up? This doesn't make any sense. How do you logic this out? Well, okay, this 4. Both of these can't be mines to fill out the 4. Um, that would break a rectangle here. So this has to be a mine. Placing a mine here would break the rectangle. You are clear. Still need four mines in the grid though. This 3 is finished. This 3 needs a mine there. If this is a mine, placing a mine here would break this rectangle. And if we don't place a mine here, this couldn't connect. So this is clear. Connecting diagonally there. 2 more mines needed. This 2 is done, and the rest are mines. I am not doing any more of those levels right now, dude. What's X? Cross. Clues represent the number of mines in the colored cells and non-colored cells in neighboring 8 cells. Unordered. What the hell are you talking about, dude? Checkerboard coloring. This level is checkerboard colored. Oh, I think that these probably should be flipped around. I think that makes the cross clue make more sense. Let me try again. This level is checkerboard colored. And cross. Clues represent the number of mines in the colored cells and non-colored cells in neighboring 8 cells. No, still doesn't make any sense. Oh, alright, I got it. So we have 2 clues. One pointing to the white cells, one pointing to the black cells. But you don't know which is which. Alright. This seems complicated. The immediate thing I'm seeing here is that the 2, 4, like one of these colors will have 4 mines. 0, 2. Alright, so if the 2 corresponds to the white cells, that would put 2 cells in a 1 clue. So these are just clear. Zeros are done. You need 2 mines in the black. You need 1 mine in the black. That has to be up there, and this is a mine. Oh, this is even worse than the previous one, dude. No. I'm not gonna be able to do this. 1 mine in one of these, so we know this is safe. 0, 0, that's just a big old 0. Another one. Yeah, you need 1 in each. Only 2 left, that's there. You need 1 there, that's fine. You already have 2 in black, so this is clear. You have 2 in black, so the black must be the 4. What can we say now? Well, you need 1 in white in one of these 2 cells. You need 1 in white in, well, one of these 3, but because of this clue, it's in one of these 2, so this is safe. That didn't help me at all. What? Oh no. What do you mean that doesn't help me? There are 4 more mines. If the white clue here is the 4, these 3 would be mines. We need 1 more mine. But all clues would be satisfied and everything would be clear. So actually, the 4 clue here goes to the black. Put a mine here and we get the same issue. Everything else would be clear. That doesn't work, so you are not a mine. And now we need another mine in the white region there. This clue is done, and you need a mine there. Perfect, Claire. Thank you for that. You need 1 in each color. You only have 1 white. You need 1 in each color. You have 1 white already done. You need 1 in each color. You only have 1 white. Also, this says there's a mine in one of these 2, so this is clear. You already have a white mine. This is clear. A 1, 2. God damn it. What does the 1, 2 mean here? What the hell? I have no idea. I can't be stuck again already. What the hell, dude? I'm looking at this and I'm not seeing anything. – What is the logic behind puzzles like these? Like, how are you supposed to solve them? Mines, yes. How are you supposed to do this consistently? You know? You need one black mine. You need one black mine somewhere here. You need one somewhere here. You need one somewhere here. Those two overlap. Great. You need one somewhere here. We could have one mine here fulfilling all clues, or we could have a mine here and a mine here and a mine here. We just don't know. What is true to say is that you will need one mine here either way. At least one mine. But it could be two. You could also have two there, or you could have two there. So how do you overlap all of this logic into something that makes sense and finishes off the level? I haven't looked at you. Hi, Xavier. Nice to have you here. What does this mean? This doesn't make any sense. I'm supposed to be a relatively stand-up guy. I should be able to do this. I'm not a total idiot. This just doesn't make any sense. I can see like two perfectly filled out grids overlapping this grid, and it's fine. There are two solutions at the same time. It's Schrodinger's puzzle. Like, everything is a 50-50, and you can't take a 50-50 in this game because it's on it rearranges the empty tiles to make you lose if you just guess something that could be wrong. We need one mine somewhere here. There are only 8 mines left. That's half the goddamn grid. Is the problem fulfilling too many of these? Will this black always be a mine? Think about that. Oh, both of these could be mines. That'll fulfill the 2 in the whites and the 1 in the black there. This one would need a mine over there, fulfilling all of these 1-1s. This 2 would have 2 mines. It would need 1 in a black. Not this one, but... yeah, no. Oh, I see, I see. I'm such a dumbass. Oh, this is so obvious. In this clue, if the 2 is referring to white cells, we make both of these white cells mines. Now look at this 1-2. It would have 3 cells around it with mines. 3 white cells. There's not a 3 in this clue, so it can't. So the 1 here refers to the white cells and the 2 refers to the black cells. But come to think of it, I don't know how that actually makes me any progress. Well, it does one thing. It does one thing. There's definitely 1 mine on these whites. That means that it already has 2 from the whites, because it has 1 down here and 1 up here. So this is clear. Question mark! I was scared this would end up not helping me at all, but it did. Now the black cell here, that refers to the 1 because the 2 obviously is finished with a mine up here, so the other black cells around are safe. Yeah, this one is finished, by the way. This one still needs a mine. This one still needs a mine. There you go. We still need 1 mine up here somewhere. And 1 mine here, that's 2 mines. So these 2, they have to be mines, right? We need 1 mine in the white here, 1 in the black here. Exactly. So in these 4 cells, there are 2 mines. We only have 2 cells and 2 more mines left. Huh. No! Oh, I thought the one clue was done for some reason. God damn it. No, I don't want to restart. Take me to age 6. Take me to age 6, dude. So this is horizontal mines again. Any mine must have at least one horizontally immediately adjacent. This can't be a mine because it couldn't have a mine here. Couldn't have one out of the grid. This is safe. We need 2 more mines. Yeah. You know, you're you're a little bit late with that that hint there. Mine at top left, down one because below tile. Yeah, no. I appreciate the gesture though. One. This is not a mine because it couldn't have one there. This is safe. Same thing up here. Overlap here means you are safe. You need one mine exactly there, and you need an adjacent one that goes there. The 2 is finished. These are done. You are done. You need 2 more mines. You need an adjacent one exactly there. 3. You are done. You need 1 more mine somewhere. I don't know what to say about you, but I know that you are finished. It's a shame I don't know what to say about you, because it seems like I'm kind of forced into thinking about you. Well, okay. I can say... I can say one thing for sure, and that is that this 3 needs exactly 1 mine. Means in these 2 slots there can be at most 1 mine. This 4 needs 4 mines. It sees 2 cells there, gets 1 mine there, and then only 3 more cells. They are all mines. Only 4 mines left in the puzzle. 1 is gonna be here somewhere. I mean, this is safe because they're 3, 4. You need 2 more mines. Well, these can't be... Be careful. This can be a mine because it has an adjacent one. You cannot be a mine because you wouldn't have an adjacent one. You still need 2 mines though. And if both are not here, we would have exactly 1 here. Because we would have, well, if we had 1 mine here, we'd have 4. We would need 1 mine here. That couldn't have an adjacent one, so you are clear. And both of these are mines by the same logic. This 3 is finished. 2 more mines. Well, this can't be a mine. Oh, interesting. Mine count tells us there are 2 mines. If this is a mine, we would need exactly 1 mine down here. That's not possible. 1 is finished. 2 is finished. 4 needs a mine. That needs an adjacent one. Great. 6. Well, it's more interesting looking at the question mark, which is... That is a rare occurrence. The 6 has... It has 7 empty cells around it. But still the question mark with 7 empty cells is more interesting, because this can't be a mine. It couldn't have an adjacent one. And same thing up here. We've seen this logic multiple times before. Follow the train of 1s. Now this 1 needs a mine exactly here. This 1 sees those 2, so this is safe. That's a 0. Put a mine there. Adjacent one there for you. There you go. You need 3 more mines. You 2 still need adjacent ones over there. This 1 is finished. And this 6 needs 3 mines. You need an adjacent one. That's a great big chunk of mines right there. You need 2 mines in these 3 cells. If this is clear, we would put a mine in the corner with no adjacent one. That's not possible. 2 more mines in the grid. How do you resolve this? Couldn't that 3 could just put a mine in any of these 2 slots, and then we could have a mine just anywhere on the grid. What am I not seeing here? All of these mines already have an adjacent one. And you can put a mine anywhere here, and both of these mines would have an adjacent one. And then the remaining mine, you can just put it wherever you want, essentially. Huh? Wait, what? There's clearly something I'm missing here. Bottom right has to be safe then. Oh, yes, you're a genius. You're a freaking genius. Same thing applies here. Alright. Doesn't the same apply here too? Because this could be a mine. If you put a mine here, that's never getting over to something. Ah, there we go. You can be a mine. This one is done, actually. This 4 needs a mine. Ah, there you go. That means 1 mine here. The rest of these are safe. The 3 needs a mine. Great. Wow. Now, that was a great call there. Bottom right has to be safe. That was actually a great puzzle. It made me feel like a dumbass, which I don't appreciate, but sometimes in life, that's just how the cookie crumbles. Need a mine here somewhere. You are safe. This 2 needs 1 more mine. You can be a mine. You wouldn't have an adjacent one. Same thing goes here. 3 needs a mine over there. You need an adjacent one. There you go. 2. You have 1 mine. Ah, the 4 needs 1. So it will put a mine here, fulfilling the 2. So these are safe. Put a mine next to 1, above or below, and it will not get an adjacent mine because it's a 1. 2 needs a mine over here now. Great. Alright. I'm not understanding the logic of these puzzles at all. It's not intuitive to me, I guess. Like, where do you place the mines there? Well, the 1. Oh, I'm just time to play this myself. It's good enough, lol. I mean, it's fun with these silly little logic games sometimes. I don't know how much time I have right now, so I'll just play for a little while. That's what this is good for, you know? You can play for 5 minutes or you can play for, well, if you have that attention span for it, you could play for 10 hours. There's a lot of puzzles in this. Um Anyways, what I wanted to say was well, the 3 could have 3 down there, but it could also have 2 and 1 overlapping with this 1. So can we say anything about any of the cells here? If we can say anything, what can we say? We can say that the middle one down here is always a mine, right? No, we can't say that. We can't say that. Because if one of these 3 are a mine, the 3 would still need 2 mines, but it could go here, and then a mine adjacent here, and a mine here, and a mine adjacent here. And it could also just skip both of the corners. It could place 2 here, or it could place 2 here. Could this ever be a mine? We would have 3 down here. We would have an adjacent one over here. That seems... Oh, you need a mine. That doesn't really help. But it is true. You cannot be a mine. That's what I'm supposed to see. How could I not see that? You wouldn't have an adjacent one if you did have a mine. You need a mine there. That needs an adjacent one there. The 1 is finished. Great job. 2 is finished. Great job. 2 needs 1 more mine. It can't go there because we wouldn't have a mine there. Clear. Mine. We have 5 mines in 7 cells. But look at this. This says that 2 of these 4 cells are clear. So all 3 of these are mines. You still need 1 mine. Well, you can be a mine. You would have an adjacent one. You need exactly 1 mine. That has to go there so we could get an adjacent one over there. Alright. I've had a little bit of a refresh. Let's go back to the cross one. Wait, no. Can I do next level? Yeah, I'll come back to that one later. I want to do a new one now with new logic, so I don't feel like I'm cheating myself in a way. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. You need one in each color, so do you. You have very little overlap though. You do have some overlap with this one. You will place at least one mine in a black that this one sees, so the other blacks it sees are safe. Alright. You need 3 and 3. Well, we already have one black clear, so only 3 blacks left. Those are mines. I'm gonna go to black for this 1-1 clue. Oh, and this 1-1 tells us that at most one of these 2 whites are mine. This 3 says that, well, at most one of these 4 cells can be clear. So these are both mines. And the other whites this 1-1 sees, they are safe. Alright. You still need a mine in a white cell, that has to be down there now. You need a mine in a white cell, that has to be up there. If this 2 in this 1-2 clue refers to black cells, both of these black cells would be mines. That would overload the 1 in the 1-1 clue here. So this 2 refers to white cells, only 1 white cell left to put a mine in, that goes there. This 3-3 is now done. This 1-2 is just naturally done. This 1-1 needs a white mine, that goes there. Only one more mine in the grid. That has to go next to the 1-1. I'll think of how that happens later. Clear everything there. And that happens because I cleared that black cell. You need a mine there. You are clear. Great. 0-2. If only I knew which color the 0 referred to. Unfortunately, I don't. God damn it. Well, is there anything I can say for sure? Oh yeah, the 2 clue here cannot refer to white cells. There's only 1, so this is clear. Now there's 1 mine here, because there's 1 mine here overlapping with the 0-1, finishing the 0-1, so these are both safe. 1-1, you need a white mine, that goes there. Your white mines are done. 0-2, huh? 0-1. Can't do anything with that. Not right now. Can't do much with anything, it seems. Well, this 1-1 needs a black mine. This 1-1 needs a black mine. So this black cell is clear. 0-1. Well, you are gonna get a mine in the black cells here because of this 1-1. So everything else is clear. 0-3. Only 2 white cells. Cannot have 3 mines there. These black cells, they are good. 0-1. You are done. Clear you out. You still need a black mine. That goes there. You are finished. And everything else is a mine. Ah, great. We can do bigger bigger levels of this. Oh no. You know what? I want to like try to unlock 2D, I guess. 0-1, 0-2, 1-2. The 2 cannot refer to white cells given we only have 1. It's still a mine though because it's the 1 clue. And this will put a mine in the black cell next to the 0-2, so the 0 cannot refer to black cells. It's white cells. 1-1 needs a white mine. 0-1, you're clear. 1-1, you need a black cell. There you go. Still need a black mine, but I don't know where. Oh, you're done with your white mines. You already have one. Great. You need a white mine, only 1 white cell. And what does this mean? Doesn't seem to mean much of anything, really. Everything seems Everything seems doable here. Ah. Again. Huh. I'm struggling to understand how these clues interact with each other, I think is my problem. Because I don't know if the 1, 2, which is referring to the white cells, what refers to black cells. You know? Because the white cells, they could be finished, but they also couldn't. It could be both of these ones. And then we could have one black cell overlapping, giving the clue, or far from each other. Hmm. Yeah, a white mine, but you still need a black mine. That doesn't need to overlap with this one clue. Oh. Ah, I see. Yeah. 1, 2. Its white mines are finished. So the 2 refers to black mines. It has one there, it needs one there. That will give a black mine to this 1, 1. So you're clear. Your white mines are finished. You need 3 black mines. Exactly 1 will be there. We know that already. So you need 2 down here. Now this 1, 1 is finished. So this is the mine. This 1, 2 is just finished. Everything around it is clear. 1, 3. The 3 refers to black mines. We already have 2 of them. So the 1 refers to white mines. That goes there. This 1, 2 is finished now. The rest are mines. Perfect, clear. I like to see that. I like to see that. Where do you start with this? Oh, if the 0, 3, if the 3 is referring to black cells, then all 3 of these cells would be mines. I would put 2 mines in black cells next to the 0, 1. That doesn't work. So the 3 is referring to white cells. The 0 is black cells. They are all clear. Can't use the same logic with the 0, 2. 0, 1 here needs a white mine. Could go anywhere, it seems. The 1, 3 black mines, that it has to be 1 black mine. Because, well, we don't have 3 black cells. So, the 3 refers to white cells. And only one of these cells can be a mine because of the 0, 1 clue. So both of these cells are mines, and also this cell is safe. Wonderful. We've started with a 0, 3 here. 1, 3 still needs a black mine. It needs a white mine as well. Huh. Oh, the 0, 2. The 2 clue has to refer to white cells, because the 0, 3 here will always put a mine in one of these white cells at least. So the 0 refers to black cells. We can just clear those. That's some amount of progress, I guess. Ah, the 1 here needs to refer to black cells. Only 1 left. Both of these cells cannot be mines. That would break the 0, 1 clue, so we need a mine there to fulfill the 1, 2. We still need a mine here to fulfill the 1, 2, so the other cells, the 0, 1 Cs, are safe. The 0, 2 needs 2 mines. It only has 2 available cells. This 0, 2 is done now. This 1, 2 is done now. 0, 1 is done now. 0, 2 is done. 1, 3. The rest are mines, actually. I can see that now. Complete 5 levels in X. Wonderful. What is 2D? Deviation. Clues indicate the number of mines in the 3x3 area centered on the cell above. Huh? Oh. Yeah, usually it would be the 3x3 area with a clue in the middle, but now it's like the clue is like beneath the 3x3 area, I guess. 6. Oh, that's dumb. That's stupid. I'm gonna make so many silly mistakes in this game mode, dude. Oh, no. So in order to get any information on the bottom row here, we we need to start at the bottom, you know? And now we're here. This foresees 4 mines in these cells. What am I supposed to do with that? Only one of these 3 cells can be a mine, so we need 3 mines in these cells, I guess. That's a start. I want to say this one is finished, but it's not. It's not. I know it looks like it is, but it's not. Oh no. Well, the 4 will finish the 1 though, so the other cells here are safe. 3 only sees 4 cells, 2 sees 3, 3 sees 4. Huh. Don't know what to do with this. I really don't. Deviation, that's such a stupid rule. Who made this? 3 of these 4 cells are mines? Oh, the same is true here though. 3 of these 4 cells are mines. Isn't that interesting with the 2? Well, the middle one could be clear if we have both corners completely filled. What happens if the middle one is a mine? The answer is it would be fine, it just wouldn't be symmetrical. We could have 2 here and then like 3 here. That seems to be fine. Four finishing off this 1, but how does that help? I mean, the 2... It could have 1 mine here. It needs 1 mine here at least. It could be 2 though in this area. So why does that matter? Why does anything matter? Is there any way to reason out how to keep going from here? It doesn't seem to be. Seems to be a lot of valid ways to to place mines in this grid, dude. But I know that's not true. It's not supposed to be true. This 2 might be interesting with the 3. Yeah. If this is not a mine, the 3 would have 3 mines here, all seen by the 2. So this has to be a mine. And this has to be clear. Right now, you two are essentially just working together. This 4, it sees every cell the 3 sees, but also this one exactly, so it has to be a mine. Finishing off the 1. The 2 is already finished. This 4 still needs 2 mines, they go there. Everything in that area is finished. This 2 is finished. This 3 needs 2 mines, it only sees 2 more cells, apparently. You are safe, you are mine. I can't with this, dude. I can't. How do you start this? How do you start this? I mean, this 4 sees every cell, this 4 sees minus these 3, but plus 1. So in these 3 cells, we can have at most 1 mine. Most 1 mine here, and exactly 1 mine here. Because this 4, it only sees 3 other cells. So that means that in these 3 cells, we know there's a mine. It has to be next to this 4, so this is safe. Also, these 3 cells, this 4 sees, they are safe. This one only sees 1 cell, believe it or not, and it's not the one with the mine. It's this one. That's so dumb. You are safe. Ah. You need 2 more mines. You need 3 more. You only see 1 more cell. It has to be there. And what do we do from here? There's still 2 mines. They could be anywhere, it seems. Yeah, you agree with that. Oh, it's not true it can be anywhere. Only one of these 2 cells can be a mine. So this has to be a mine. Alright, that's something, that's something. Now one of these 2 has to be a mine, finishing the 2, so these 2 are safe. Alright. I'm picking up what you're putting down here, game. The puzzle ID you want to play? I'm happy with this puzzle ID. I was just curious because there was an underline. Okay. 3 here needs 2 more mines, so do you. You see the same cells, but you see 3 extra ones. Can't be a mine there. You need 2 mines, you only see 2 empty cells. You are done, that 3 is done. This 3 is done, rest are mines. Alright. I'm gonna try 1H7, I guess, and I think that's what I have in me for now. I should not be playing a brain game this late. My brain cannot handle it. Go up the line of 1s, because they need horizontal mines. So you need to be careful about where they are. 2 1s above each other. This is safe. This 2. We will always need a mine here. Because either this is a mine needing a horizontal mine, or this is not a mine and the only 2 cells are there. Now we can't have a mine there. That wouldn't have... Well, actually, the mine needs to be next to the other one here. Because this 2 will be finished by it. Alright. Now this 2 only sees 1 more cell that goes there. This 2 is finished. And these 1s need a mine down here. That needs an adjacent there. And this 4. Is there something about this 4? I feel like there should be. Is it the 4 and the 2? Yeah. The 2 only has 1 more mine, and the 4 sees most of the 2. It needs 2 mines. It needs 1 there, and then 1 somewhere overlapping with the 2, so this is a safe cell. Alright. We still have 15 mines and 33 empty tiles. This game is ridiculous. This game is ridiculous. We need 2 mines for this 3 and 3 mines for this 3. Only 1 mine here, so you gotta be clear. You couldn't have an adjacent one. We need a mine down here because the 2 is getting 1 mine from the 1 up here. Exactly 1 mine. So this cannot be the mine. It wouldn't have an adjacent one. Now you 2 are looking... You are both essentially 2s. You're looking at these 4 cells. You need 2 mines there. You're looking at these 4 cells. You are getting 2 mines there. The other 2 cells you look at, they are safe. Only 1 of these can be a mine, so only 1 of these can be a mine next to the 3. Doesn't seem to help though. Doesn't seem to help. Oh, only 1 of these 2 cells can be a mine next to the 2. 1 of these 2 cells next to the 3, they have to be a mine. This 3 will have 2 mines from these 3 cells. It needs 1 more cell, it needs 1 more mine. Perfect. This 2 is finished. This mine needs a horizontally adjacent one. So this 4 is finished. This 2 needs 1 more in one of these cells. This 4 needs 1 more. It sees these 2 cells, so this is safe. Alright. You need 2 more mines. Well, this can't be a mine. It wouldn't have an adjacent one. And then... I feel like I'm looking back at these 3s for some reason. I don't know if there's something about them, though. Is there anything I can ever say about this 3 though? Doesn't feel like there is, because it needs 2 mines, so they could just be adjacent to each other. And they could go either above or below it, because the 4 and the 2 permit below here, but it could also be the 2 and the 4 could point to the lower cell here. So it doesn't have to be in the range of the 3, it just can be. Oh, this is it. The 3 needs 1 more mine. It has 2. Put the mine here, it would never get an adjacent one, so this is clear. This one, the same logic above it. Now this one, to be finished, needs a mine there, that needs an adjacent one. This 2 needs a mine, that needs to be there, it needs an adjacent one, that's there. The cell here could never have an adjacent mine if it was a mine. This one sees these 2 cells, can only be 1 mine there. This 2 sees these 2 cells plus 1 more and needs 1 more mine, so that goes there. This cell is clear, this 3 needs a mine, it goes there. Get an adjacent one, please. This one is finished. This 5 needs 1 more mine, it goes there, it needs an adjacent one. This 3 is finished. So this 2 and 4, look at this cell, put a mine there, adjacent mine there. You need an adjacent one there. We only have 1 more mine, put that in one of these, and it's not getting an adjacent one, so this is a mine. Alright, great. Perfect. Well, yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna come back to this game every now and then when I don't know how much time I've got, and I just want to play a silly little thing. But I will be back with, is this seat taken? I hope tomorrow, maybe. I think tomorrow, depends. And we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll go live on Halloween with a scary game. Not knowing which one just yet, of course, but we'll see what happens there. Yeah. That's gonna have to do for this episode here today, folks. So thank you guys so much for watching this stream. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope we'll see you next time. Anyways, have a nice day, and goodbye.